I've been broke, been bruised, been used. Had folks talking like they know my shoes. Ain't no saint, I've raised some hell, but I learned my peace where my demons dwell. I quit chasing ghosts that don't pay rent, quit worrying about the ones who went. Now I walk my road, dust on my boots, singing my truth, whatever it roots. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Had some lovers, lost some friends. Some stories start, some just end. Every tear I shed done washed me clean of all them fake folks and broken dreams. Now don't beg, I don't chase, don't need no crown, I got my grace. Life's too short to wear a mask, so I'll say my piece and sip my flask. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Yeah, the clock don't stop, it don't rewind. You blink and you're 40, damn near blind. So love who you love and cuss when you need. Be your own man, that's all you can be. I don't give a damn who don't like me. Made my peace, my soul set free. We're all just sparks in a stormy sky, burning out bright before we die. So raise that glass, let it hit just right. Here's to the truth and the dirt and the fight. Yeah, we're all just living on borrowed time. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I
What's good, Cincinnati, Ohio, St. Pete, Detroit, Vegas, LA, Chicago, Memphis, Nashville, Boston. I almost didn't make it. Let me see if I can zone in a little bit. I hit the power button right away. I mean, I disconnected all the equipment, and let's do a sound check. Or can you guys hear me okay? Are we here? I was about to send a post out saying, hey, bro, look, I just got back in town. I had to tap in on some, I had to finish up on a few things. And I wasn't quite sure I was going to make it. I'll be honest with you. I sat down here right now in this chair. It was 5 after 1. And I hadn't even connected anything. The systems were all down. That's why I'm not sure if the microphone is doing. Thank you, Vernon. Roz is in the building. Angela Kinney said, hey, now. I wasn't coming, but I was thinking about it. I was like, look, this is our anniversary week. This is the week of our anniversary. Today is the 16th of March. Our anniversary is on the 20th. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that may be Friday. I'm not sure I'm going to be here on Friday. I'm going to be back in Chicago on Friday. I'll do my best to make this a long week, but my schedule is really tight this week. It's really tight this week. I'm going to do everything I can to be here every day. I appreciate those that come in and enjoy our conversations. Those that are here for whatever reason you're here for. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. I don't know. I don't have anything specific today because I'm telling you, on my ride home, I couldn't think of anything. I was just thinking to myself, and I got so much going on in my mind that I was not thinking a topic. I was not thinking a substance or whatever we can talk about today. I wasn't thinking about it. I got a lot going on. This is probably my last year in business. So, working for myself. So my thoughts and how I do things on a day-to-day now are really different. You know what I mean? Now I'm in a zone that I was in 25 years ago. Okay. When you get in a zone of building your own and you're working every day to make it happen, I never thought that I would have this feel again. Well, let me just say this for those who know this feel. The feel that you put together to make your empire or whatever you want to call it, it's the same feeling when you're ready to kind of not shut it down, but pass it on, sell it, package it, whatever you need to do. And I never thought I would feel this way again. I never thought that I'm at a starting point. Once upon a time, I was at a starting point to start. Now I'm at a starting point to finish. That makes sense? I'm at a brand new starting point. And it's odd. Angela Kinney says Chief Thiji's lawyer is having a press conference today. I believe it's at 3:30. You guys have to understand, I get Cincinnati.com. Okay, I think it's the newspaper, but it's digital. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. I see some of the same writers writing for the Enquirer. They write for the Cincinnati Enquirer. They write articles on Cincinnati.com as well. So I don't know. Either they're freelancers or they just are. Cincinnati.com is the same, program as the Enquirer. I really don't know. But I see that Chief Thiji does have a meeting. Well, her representation, her legal team, has a meeting or a press conference today. And I mean, I'm kind of off that type of stuff because all of that this is not even necessary. Like anybody that knows how corporate works, and I can't even call this corporate, government and city workers are working, that community of workers of both government and city employees, they're some of the most mismanaged organizations in the world. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. And this is not an opinion. This is a fact. The reason why city government and federal government is mismanaged is because it's not their money. If it was a private company, no one would be able to make the decisions that some of these these management decisions, they would never get away with making all these badass decisions costing the company millions of dollars. They would never get away with that in the private sector where profit matters. Only in the government do they overhire. Only in the government and city do they overhire, underperform, and get paid at the rate that they do. And as a taxpayer, I don't like it because it's my money they're using. It's your money they're using. And for some odd reason, we got more problems with everybody in the world, but we never hold our local and state government. You never hold them responsible for shit. I never hear y'all talking about it. Y'all talk about Biden, Trump, and Kamala Harris, and you'll talk about all that easy shit all day, every day. But you never talk about your local shit. And the reason why you don't talk about the local shit is because the local will probably expose what's going on in your mind. See, people want you to stay focused on certain things because it's easy for them. It's easy. I mean, if you want to convince people that the kids are overperforming in Cincinnati public schools, well, you better send them to a public school like Walnut Hills. That, if somebody from Mars came to Cincinnati and they wanted to see that the Cincinnati public schools were overachievers, you'd have to send them to one of these extra, these special schools like Walnut Hills, or these parochial schools that have this different curriculum. You'd have to send them somewhere else. You can't sit them down in no regular classroom. You can't test those kids. You would have to take them somewhere special. So my point is, if you want to see or talk about the government, or the government and how it's functioning and how it's working, if you want to talk about that, but you want to keep people thinking a certain way about your government, all you got to do is take them to a certain class, right? You got to take them to the federal government and talk about Trump. That's all you got to do. Meanwhile, you're getting your head banged in your hometown. You're getting your head banged in your state, because people don't have you focus on the things that you have the most control over. The president of the United States is one vote. That's one person who can't really do everything that y'all think that this person can do. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. I mean, but the thing is, that's how you get people to come to the radio station and talk about things that they're very important. But what they do is they never focus on how they can make the change and what they're doing. They have to talk about what's going on now. And then they have to put salt and sugar or whatever they want. If they want it sweet, they put sugar on it. If they want it to be salty, they put salt on it. They make sure that your ass is mad because you ain't got to focus on the job that they doing. You see what I'm saying? And only in city and government, city government and federal government, do people function that bad in spending and things of that nature. Now, y'all wondering how I got all of that from Chief Thigi. Chief Thigi is a perfect example of a mismanaged organization who let her go for a reason that they can't tell you out loud. We all know what it is. If you really was paying attention to Wyatt Live, nobody else will tell you why they let her go, because they're in those circles and they have to protect stupidity. That's how they get paid. Ain't too many of us on here that's not getting paid, okay? Like, I'm one of the few that don't get paid for what I'm talking about, all right? The rest of them, as long as there's compensational funding, They will never be honest with you. They'll continue to entertain you. They'll continue to be your guy, your best friend. They'll continue to be and every once in a while they throw your name up in the air so you'll stay cool with them. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you say something against whatever they riding on, you're going to be the bad guy, Mr. Bad Guy or Mrs. Bad Guy. And then they want to frame you. Then they start calling you different names that they've made derogatory. You don't want to be caught up in the derogatory line of people in your community, because then people don't like you anymore. Yeah, you know what? The only people that care about people liking them or not are managers. Should we have this conversation again? Leaders don't give a damn if you like them or not. You understand? Leaders don't care. The only ones that care are managers. I'm going back to that. And y'all being managed. That's why you don't know nothing about your government. That's why you don't mind if Chief Fiji lose her job or not, because you don't care. You don't care if she probably going to get a $3 million payout. You don't care. It's your tax dollars. You worried about everything other than what really matters. You're worried about everything else. And that's what kills me. It just trips me out, the outrage about the shit. Soon as certain people hit the outrage switch, you got to sometime look up at the chalkboard and say, well, what we outraged about today? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I made a comment. When was the last time I was on? Last Thursday? Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong about this statement I'm about to make. When I said Jamal Bryant, what the hell is he about this Target, this Target boycott? You know how many people got mad? Did y'all see the comments in the screen when I made my comment about Jamal Bryant? When I made my absolute on-point comment about that man saying what he said about it was over and the compensations and this and this and that and who made him and who put him in charge and all that old shit. Y'all remember when I said that? Did y'all read the comments that followed me saying that? Did you see the derogatory shit that I was saying, I don't know, and this and this? But you're not saying that anymore now, are you? Because black women then came out and said it. And not to mention, I could play a clip right now if I felt like it. Not to mention that Jamal Bryant himself came out and said, see, he's a manager. He's not a leader. A leader wouldn't have backed. A leader wouldn't have fell back. A leader would have said, damn it, this is my boycott, and I'm the one that put this shit together, and we going strong. Or we got what we needed, and I'm standing on it. He's a manager. There ain't no strong men in leadership where we live no more. Black men are not leaders in our community. And every black man that get mad at me about that, that's your problem. I don't give a damn. You're a manager because you care. You care. You care too much about how people feel about you. Tell me I'm wrong. Because when I called out Jamal Bryant for that bullshit he said the other day, y'all was, oh, well, he let it, Wyatt. You on some bullshit, Wyatt. You said this, Wyatt. So when black women come out and challenge the shit and say, hey, I was the one that organized this, and other people come out and say some stuff about how he wasn't really the organizer, he self-promoted himself in this. Like I said on Thursday, he's self-promoting himself. Everybody got mad at me. But as soon as your circle starts saying the shit, I never said it. I never said anything. I never addressed it. And what you said to me never happened. Boy, I tell you, some of y'all the easiest people in the world to manipulate, and some of you are just so funny with your outrage. It's just so fun. Now we're gonna backtrack his position. No. If what I said on Thursday had no severity, if it didn't have any importance to the truth, then why did he come out and retract his whole statement and say, hey, I misunderstood. I thought that no, bro. If you in the mix and this is your show and this is what you got going on, damn it, stand on what you said. You're not a leader. He's just like every preacher that get in front of my people, talk all that old shit, position himself to succeed, and leave everybody else out, talking about what the community gonna get. How you speaking for the community? Half the community that was in the boycott with you Don't even know that you up there canceling it, saying it's over and done with. Y'all not reading the same paperwork? Y'all not on the same page? No? Then why would you be mad at me when I said what he said was kind of whack? Him coming out and ending the boycott, talking about what they got. The other people didn't know what they were. How could you be in a leadership role and come out and say, we're done, we got it, we got everything we wanted? We got everything we wanted. Target is off the hook. And then other people in that same group, they come out and say, no, it ain't over with. We ain't got what we were supposed to get. And then he come out and retract. Oh, I misunderstood. And some of y'all gonna defend that shit because you think it was an accident. There was no accident. There was no miscommunication. There's just two different people. There's a whole bunch of group of people that's doing this, and they all on different pages. They all on different pieces of paper. That's all I'm gonna say to you. And y'all keep on following these false ass prophets, these false ass leaders. They're managers disguising themselves as leaders. Keep on following them for the last 60 years. The last 60 years have all turned out to be the same when those type of people are in play. Y'all didn't let Al Sharpton pimp us for 35 years. This is a man that used to sell dope in New York. He used to sell drugs. Who you think those drugs was getting to? He used to sell drugs. Somebody deny it. Somebody tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer who got caught in an FBI sting, turned snitch. And that's our leader? Fuck out of here. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Listen, Al Sharpton understands the economy. He understands that economics is the number one freedom in America. No matter who has the dollar, no matter who has the economic balance, or, when it's unbalanced, if it's leaning this way and we have it, everybody understands that economics is how you make it. That's the freedom in America. I don't care what nobody say. All right, I'm just gonna say that one, and I'm standing on it. I'll stand on it to the day that Wyatt Live end. But all I'm gonna say is I haven't seen Al Sharpton present an economic power plan for Black people. All he talking about is what we supposed to be getting from the government and this and that, and he argue about little things that happen in communities and shit like that. He's doing the same thing. He's just a megaphone for the issues, and y'all don't understand that he understands. He knows what the real power. He understands what would move the needle in this Black world that we live in, that you and I live in. Al Sharpton understand that it's about Black banks, it's about Black land ownership, it's about Blacks independence. He clearly understands that, but that he don't get paid for that. That's not what he gets paid for. Okay, he gets paid to keep you in check. He's a manager of Black people. He's not a leader. All right, he's not a leader. A leader would have been in this. A leader is like Jesse Jackson. Now, Jesse had his issues and his problems too, but Jesse Jackson was a true leader because he understood Rainbow Coalition had a lot to do with Black banking, Black economics, and we ain't even gonna talk about where a lot of their funding came from and who stamped it, because then y'all really be mad. You'd really be mad if you knew the truth. But the truth of the matter is, none of these folks are actually teaching us, other than John O'Brien, none of us are really talking about the financial literacy programs that we really need, because you're never going to catch up with people that understand things better than you or understand things that you don't know anything about. That's the key. It's about what you know, who teaches you what. Some people in life, what I've learned, have taught us certain things, and they only teach us as far as they can go. And God bless them, that's great. But what if they taught us everything that was wrong? What if you learned a bunch of wrong stuff? Okay. And then the things that you learn go against the things that you need to learn. If it's something that you need to know, but somebody has you hating that area. Like for instance, if I need to know about if I need to know, let's just say I'm in high school. We're all in high school. We all kicking it. We're high school buddies or whatever. We're all ninth graders and we're going in, and there's certain things that we need to know. So when we get in the 12th grade, we'll be prepared for it. But then you got a group of people in the school, the 10th graders, one grade ahead of us, and they're convincing us that we don't need to take those classes. They're headstrong about trying to keep the underclassmen, you and I, from taking certain classes. Because if we take those classes, we might surpass them. If we take those classes, we might be able to get to this. We might even be more advanced than the current 12th grader. We might have the information we need to be able to do different things. There are people that are in our community that don't want you to know. They don't want you to know what you need to know in order to get where you want to go. Not where they want you to go, not where your mama wants you to go, not where your dad wants you to go, but where you want to go in life. They will manipulate you to believe that shit ain't no good. That ain't no good, man. You don't want to be part of that. Don't take no damn Spanish classes. You don't want to go to Spain one day. That shit corny. Man, don't take no damn what is it? Cosmetology class, man. Don't take that, bro. You gonna be in there with all them girls cutting hair and doing perms and shit. You gay. All that old goofy shit. Trying to talk a young man out of taking cosmetology. This young man might want a fleet of barbershops one day. You never know. But there's always a group of people that are trying to convince you not to do what you want to do. And they may not bold-facedly tell you that, but you can tell by their actions. You can tell by how they steer you. You can tell by how they lead you. You can always tell. And for people that don't want you to learn financial literacy, they don't think it's important, or when somebody talks about it and wants to enlighten you about buying land and the different ways that you can buy it and the things that we can do and do small home containers and buy neighborhoods and buy communities. When your leaders are not talking like that, they're not really leaders. They're managing the situation as it is already. They want people to not be as smart. Think about it. How they gonna make their money if you doing your own thing? How are they ever going to be important to a bunch of people that's just as smart or smarter than them? They're not. You know, I'm going to tell you something. This ain't going to sound pretty. This is not going to sound pretty. And a lot of people don't like it when I use things like money. You know what I mean? But I have to use it because it's like the common thing that we all are affiliated and we associate it with, and we all know something about it. But they always say the more money you get, the more you change. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I not wholeheartedly disagree, but I think that the more money you get, the more people around you change. Now, I'm not the only one that feel that way. Trust me. I never thought that I would say that on the air, but the reason why I'm saying that now is because I've heard Oprah say that. Now, I'm not a super duper fan of Oprah. I'm really not. But when somebody says something that makes sense, I give them their props. I mean, I'm not a fan of Roland Martin, but Roland Martin understands the economics of what Black people should really be doing. I think Roland Martin and I could be the best of friends when he speaks like that. He's always talking like that, but I think he got some other things mixed up with it. But Roland Martin makes some valid, great points when it comes down to being, independent, self-sufficient. He makes some very good points, okay? But he get a lot of politics mixed into it, and I don't think politics and self-sufficiency and independence, I really don't think that's like oil and water to me personally. It's oil and water. I think the more politics that you get involved in things, the more that you get government and politics into your business, the less control you will have. Okay, so that's why I say, I could kick it with Roland on his beliefs of independency, but he incorporates politics with his stuff, and it's almost like, I don't like when people think that politics and politicians are the key to your success, because they're not. Okay. I'll give you a perfect example and then I'll move on, I promise. You notice what they're doing with Snap. You notice what they're doing with, I don't know what they call it. I'm not in that mix. I'm totally ignorant of the ways that they distribute. Like, we used to get food stamps. Okay, I know EBT and all that is connected to what I'm talking about. I don't know the difference between SNAP and EBT. It could be the same. I really don't know the difference, to be honest with you. But now let me tell you what I do know. Okay, for a fact. I know that the government who issues those checks or issued those deposits on EBT cards, I do notice that they are now trying to control more than ever, more than they have ever done before, what people can buy with their EBT money, with their EBT cards, like what type of food. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm on the side of they shouldn't be able to buy cigarettes and, what is it, alcohol, like beer and stuff like that. You shouldn't be able to buy stuff like that. But I think they draw on the line when they start saying things like you can't buy honey buns and sweets and shit like that. I mean, to be honest with you, if you get government assistance, chances are the majority of people who get EBT or government assistance for food stamps or whatever, I'll call it that. Sorry, I'm an old head. People that get food stamps generally have children. And I don't think it's fair, me personally. I don't think it's fair that a child can't have a bag of potato chips or can't have a honey bun or can't have a soda, like a little juice, a jug juice, or, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, let me just say this to you. Economically, it only makes sense. Okay. You can't take an EBT situation or a welfare situation or a, what do you buy? Food stamp. You can't take that type of person to Fresh Market. The money won't stretch. Okay. The difference between a jug juice of being a quarter, for a kid, and then something that's super healthy, like out at Dorothy Lane's or at Fresh Market, the difference is going to be $3 for one drink versus a 25-cent jug drink. Now, I'm not trying to be nasty or rude. Y'all know I'm the realist. I don't understand how you can give people government assistance and expect them to go buy a $3 sweet juice or a healthy juice for a child. I don't understand how you can do that. How you would expect that kid, that family, to be able to survive off of those type of rules. That doesn't make any sense to me. But making my point, if you allow them to feed you, then you will allow them to starve you. You understand what I'm saying? See, if you're going to take the free money, y'all know nothing's free. LaDonna said, Fresh Market doesn't take stamps. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, think about it. If they can't buy jug juices or things of that nature, then they have to upgrade to the higher price juice, which is more healthier, right? But who can afford that? If a mother is getting $250 a month in food stamps or in EBT benefits or whatever, they can't afford to be buying fresh juice and things of that nature. Yeah, it sounds good. Of course, the kid is supposed to have fresh juice. Let me back this up a little bit. But they can't afford that, man. That's not realistic. That's just not realistic. But when you're in a position where that's how you get your money, or that's how you get your food money, you're at the mercy of what they tell you what you can buy or not. If they turn around and tell you can't buy candy, can't buy snacks, and can't buy potato chips, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing we would be able to do about it. And there's nothing that they can do about it. But now, everybody that went to work today, Roz, Steven Speed, Mama Birch, Brenda Burt, y'all wish somebody would. You didn't went to work all week, got your check, they didn't tax the hell out of it, beat your ass for your little money that they get first. They get your money. They get their money before you get your money. That's the weirdest shit in the world to me. And You think they can come around and knock on your door and say, hey, we about to do an inspection. We want to make sure y'all didn't get no jug juices. We want to make sure y'all ain't getting no Coca-Cola and none of that wild shit, you know, super syrupy ass drinks. We want to make sure y'all over here spending your money on world nitrous goods, like my daughter has tried to put me on. And I mean, what I'm saying is, you know, my daughter has really been big on me. Stop. I don't drink soda anymore. Just to let you guys know, I haven't had a soda since October of 25. I've been drinking my little watered down juices. I feel good, but I'm losing a lot of weight. All right. And it's a great thing. But how dare you come tell us? How dare you come tell us what we can buy with our money? I worked for this money. That's the difference. I don't like the fact that the government controls people's I can't get to that. I'm going to read a few comments, but before I do, let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt, it's Amber.
Hey, Amber, how you doing today?
I'm good. Happy Monday. I was
Monday.
calling in real quick because I think a lot of people misunderstand what food stamps is for. Food stamps is supplemental food. It's not to cover all of their food.
Okay.
If they want to buy honey buns, they buy honey buns.
Okay.
Like with their own money. So like if the government give you 80% of your monthly budget for food and you only got to pay 20%, use your own money to buy your honey buns and all that. Like I know when I bought food stamps from people and when I had food stamps when I was young, like I would buy meat. Like I wouldn't buy chips. But again, I was raised different. Like you didn't buy junk with food. You bought your staples. And if you had extra, then you buy, you buy that stuff sense. Like Rippos and stuff like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But I know people. I don't know them personally, but I grew up with people who mothers didn't have a job. They just were on welfare and they got food stamps and subsidized housing, the whole nine. They didn't have a job and get extra money to be able to put things in the grocery cart that the EBTs or the food stamps didn't cover. They didn't have like cash on the side. That's not how I grew up.
But that's not what it was intended for. The intent, like, just because people do it, like, man, like you said, if somebody gave me $100 of a food coupon, you think I'm not going to, okay, we're going to buy some meat with that. Like, I'm not going to buy honey buns.
Can you buy
but
steak?
The other thing,
can you buy
I'm going to buy meat.
No, can you buy like a T-bone steak? Can you buy an $85 steak? See,
you can buy, you done seen them people with crab legs and everything. You can buy anything, but you cannot buy you can't buy cigarettes and stuff like that. You can buy any food product. But the other thing I was going to tell you that your daughter probably is teaching you is that people don't realize how bad sugar is. Sugar is more addictive than crack.
Listen, Amber, let me say it to you right here live. Hello, my name is Randall Wyatt and I'm an addict.
Yeah, let me tell you this, like
I am an addict.
My oldest son is 26. I'm about to be 45. My youngest daughter is 12. My youngest daughter has never drank Kool-Aid, ever. My oldest son, like, we drank, like, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
Like, having all that sugar, like, you don't even supposed to be using that. So the other thing with the people who are on assistance, the government or all taxpayers are helping fund your bad decision making. So, like, if we allow you to keep having all this sugar, guess what's going to happen long term? You're going to have health problems. And then if you don't get off assistance, then everybody has to pay for all your diabetes and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like, to me, my mama said the same thing. Like, when I was 18 and pregnant, my mama, like, you not getting no government assistance. You knew that having a baby at 18 was going to be hard. Yeah. Figure that shit out. You're not getting no assistance. I'm not signing you up to be dependent on anybody but yourself. Now, by her doing that at 23, I bought my first house because she was like, no, you need to do what you need to do. Yes, it's going to be harder, but it ain't going to be impossible. Yeah. But I think with food stamps, like, I think they need to teach people how to cook because, like, a lot of them people, they be buying banquet meals and like they don't even know how to make food. But, like, I know my dad died when I was 6. My mama made spaghetti, like she made food, like she couldn't afford to go out to eat every day. So she made food that we had leftovers for a day or two. But like most of these people, they get food stamps. They don't even understand, like they don't even know how to make the money. Like they like even the dynamic of going to the grocery store soon as they get food stamps and buy all the food for the month. And I'm like, why do they do that? You can use it any other day of the month. Like you don't have to buy 30 days worth of food the first day of the month. Like what you gonna do on day 28? Because everybody knows when you have a whole bunch, you're gonna run through it.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot of things that need to change with that. So I'm actually for it. And I'll be like, if you don't like it, feed yourself like the rest of us. Don't nobody tell me what to buy but my budget.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
you want to buy steak, buy steak.
Yeah,
but if you don't have the money,
see,
here's
the thing. I feel when a lot of people say, you know, get out of people's business and this and this and that. But the problem is, I don't have a problem, Amber, if you get up and go to work every day and get your money and you go buy, you can buy crab legs or you can buy fucking sunflower seeds and eat them all night.
Yes.
I don't care. But when I'm paying for it, and
then that's when it's a problem.
That's when it's somewhat of a problem. And the only reason why I say when I see it is because I see a lot of abuse. Now, keep in mind, I do see people that actually really need. Here's my thing. You'll never hear me say anything bad about our elderly people because they always shoot straight. You very seldom see
but guess what? Usually the elderly people, because let's think about it. That's what, 70, 80, 90. Those people, my mother 83. Okay. My mama be making beans like she was a Great Depression baby. Like she ain't going to buy no damn crab legs.
Yeah,
like she's gonna buy her some beans and stretch it and some cabbage and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's where I was going with it. I'm saying that the elderly people are pretty much the straight shooters of the subsidized, you know, housing and subsidized food programs and stuff. They just do what they got to do to survive. They're not the abusers.
Because they grew up, like the younger people have an entitlement. My thing is this: why are you buying all them snacks and shit and you don't have no money to feed your kids? Like needing to feed your kid means that I need to give them substance. You can't live off honey bun. Like I don't even eat that mess. Like, I mean, like when I was in high school, you couldn't tell me about a what was that thing called? I don't know, a fudge round.
Yeah,
that
but Amber,
it tastes like cardboard now. Like that ain't even food.
But Amber, let's be honest. The subsidy that they receive is not a lot. It sounds like a lot.
Who?
People that get EBTs and get, you know, food stamps. I don't think it's a lot of money.
When I got food stamps, now I got food. My son was born in 2000. I got food stamps in 2001 or 2. Mm-hmm. Long story short, they gave me, I think it was $254. Yeah. But it was for a 19-year-old girl and a 1-year-old baby.
Right.
That's a whole. But like I used to sell 125 to my son grandma, because I'm like, and I went to Aldi's and Save a Lot. Like even when I was on assistance, I still was like, I'm gonna still be on a budget. I'm gonna stretch it. Like the idea that these people don't know how to like budget, and they don't like. I was on assistance during Clinton when he did that welfare to work, where you couldn't just be like, they had cooking classes. Like it was so much to help you like better yourself so that you wouldn't be on it. I don't know. I haven't been on assistance, like I said, it's 25 years now. So I don't know what the process is, but it seemed like now that they're making all these changes, the process has not been effective of making people get off assistance. Let me make people feed you all your life.
Let me make a small point. I hear what you're saying. Let me read a couple comments because it's what we're talking about. Hold on. I see one from Jerica that was on point here. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. I got to roll back just a second. Wait a minute. Where is it? Okay. She said, it is a lot. And a single able-bodied person can receive $250. So my thing is this. I'm not an extravagant eater unless I go out to dine. Like my wife and I, we fix dinner. She'll fix dinner. I'll fix dinner. And we might splurge and do some T-bones or something, out on the grill or something. That's a special thing. But here's the thing. When you're looking at 250, let's use Hey, Jerica, answer this for me. Is that $250? Is that a single person with a child? Because
no, that's just a single. I'm about to look up what
okay,
food stamps are
here's
for
why.
Hamilton
Here's
County.
why I bring that up. If they're going to start making people stop buying inexpensive foods, then that 250 is not the same 250 if you have to take it into places like Dorothy Lanes, or if you have to take it into Fresh Market. It's not the same 250 versus going into Kroger being able to buy little things.
It's $298 for one person, $546 for two people. So for me and my son, $546. Three people, $785. Four people, $994. Like, what the hell? Like, I ain't gonna say how much money we make in our household, but we make very good money, very, very, very good money, and we ain't spending no $1,000 on no food.
Well,
like what?
Well, here's
now maybe if you calculate going out to eat, it probably, but nah, you don't need no dang on $700 for it.
You live different.
Gonna be kids.
You and your husband, you and your husband live different. I guarantee you spend over $1,000 a month on food. I guarantee it. Whether it's going to the grocery store,
not grocery.
But hold on.
I'm telling you, not grocery only.
Most people hold on. Most people that are getting that assistance aren't going to find restaurants like you guys are going to either. They're not going to, they're not even going to the Outbacks twice a week or three times a week. Now, don't get it twisted. I know there's some people that get assistance, but they may not get that much. They might get a certain portion because they have work, they have to subsidize. There's work, they have work, so they can't be getting the same amount of money of somebody that's not working. But my thing is this: the money is just not the same anymore. $200 at the grocery store is not the same of what $200 was 10 years ago. I just said it. Hold on, Amber, last thing, and I'll let you have it. I just said it last Thursday. $200, you could fill your trunk up a few years ago. You would have to put all them groceries in the back, in the trunk.
Yeah,
you can
ain't going for.
You can put $200 worth of groceries in the passenger seat now. See what I'm saying? Just a couple years ago, I was taking screenshots and coming on the show talking about, man, I went in Kroger and I spent $75, $80 and got 2 plastic raggedy ass bags. See what I'm saying? Because look, I'm not the type of person, like what you said, Amber. I'm not the type of person that shops for the month or for 2 weeks in advance. My wife and I, we generally we kind of shop every other day. I'm like in Publix, or if I'm in whatever, I'm in Publix or Kroger almost every day or every other day, because I tend to not want certain things. I don't want, I like certain things fresh. All right. So, there's just certain things that you can buy from Publix. Like if you go to the deli, you can buy a lot of things freshly cut and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you, like, and then when I lived in Europe, they don't fill their refrigerator up. All right. So I lived there long enough to become accustomed to that. They go to the market every day. In New Orleans, if you live in New Orleans, they don't fill their refrigerator up every day. These are coastal cities. So they go buy their fresh seafood every day. If you're going to buy some catfish, you don't have it in the freezer froze. Catfish, you go pick it up. You go down to the Vietnamese market and they have fresh catfish or whatever. So how people are buying these groceries and stuff like that. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't know those numbers was that tall. Hold on. I'm trying to fix my camera. I didn't know those numbers was that tall. But $900 and something for 4 people. Yeah, I feel kind of cheated because it was a household full of 4 of us and I didn't get a dime. I've never received any money. You know what I'm saying? I've never received. I wish I could get $900 and something a month to live off of and to eat off of.
That's just food, Wyatt. That ain't to live off. Like, you got to think about it. People be getting I am for people getting assistance.
I am too.
My thing is that we need to come up with a process where we are assisting people to be able to take care of themselves. When I want to go and have a $300 meal with my husband, guess what we do? We go have a $300 meal if that's what we want to do.
Yeah, I get
but like to think that somebody's supposed to pay for that and then not say nothing about it, that's insane. If you don't want nobody to have no say-so in what you do it on your own.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But you know, everyone's not really capable of doing that, to be honest with you. And I hear you. I'm just like you. I believe that there should be an
I
assistance
think
program.
everybody is capable. Everybody doesn't choose to. We in America, you have every choice possible, and even making bad decisions. You can always. That's why these people coming over here on boats and everything else to get here, because it's the land of milk and honey. We just don't require people to do that. Like I was just talking to one of my clients, and I was like, I can remember now. My son, he's 20. He was in preschool, and I remember like taking him to school, and they put a sign like when we were signing the kids in, they like, do not give your kids hot chips. Like, don't give them hot chips. And because the dyes that's in that food, it causes ADHD, extra hyperactivity, and then the school got to deal with the kids. And I'm like, now my son Ford, I'm like, who the hell don't give that kid oatmeal and cereal? Like, who is going to the gas station and buying honey buns but people do it. But guess what? Like, that's ignorant. Like, phones been around. Like, you have access to the food pyramid. Like, this is not, you don't live in Appalachia where you don't know nothing. But like giving your kids Mountain Dew and taking them to school and they be gone, like, that's not making good decisions as a parent.
No,
like, and for us to just be like, well, everybody don't know. You might not know, but you can look it up. Yeah. Everybody know what breakfast foods are, and we know that they are not hot chips and Mountain Dew.
No, I get it. But here's the other thing that we have to take in consideration. And this is not an excuse for the behavior, but it's a real legitimate factual situation. A lot of parents buy what they can afford. Okay. And unfortunately,
they use the food stamp card at the gas station. You can use the same little cup of cereal. They be having like Cheerios in a cup. You could buy Cheerios and put some milk in it and have them eat that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make better choices. They just don't choose to.
Well, here's the thing. I agree. But
then the teacher got to take care of your badass kids.
But then once again, I just think that it's here. I'll sum it up in a nutshell. It is very expensive to eat healthy. So if you're not living a certain lifestyle, and if you can't afford to live healthy, sometimes it's not about they don't know what's healthier than other things. Of course, I would think that Cheerios is more healthier than a honey bun, but the honey bun is 50 cents. That bowl of Cheerios that you got to put milk in is $1.50. See what I'm saying?
The honey bun. Why you ain't bought no honey bun? Listen, my daughter eats, the quarter bag of chips.
Quarter bag
of chips for 59 cents. Wyatt, they ain't quarter bags no more. No,
I know.
They a quarter.
I know. I'm stuck in my ways. How
they might have $2.
But nothing's changed. The things that used to be a quarter that are now $1. The same thing happens to the piece of fruit that the healthier things went up as well. So we can't put the healthier foods on the same level as the non-healthy foods and say that people are just making bad decisions on food picking because they can choose the healthy food, they just choose not to. No, the reason why they don't choose healthy food, and it's not always because they don't know the difference between the two, it's affordability. People don't. First, you got to know what's healthy. Yes, it's a learning curve. People should know that it's better to eat an apple than it is to eat a bag of Grippo's chips, okay? But you also have to look at the price differential. You got to say, well, I can't keep going up there buying apples. Apples are $5 a bag. When you know what I'm saying, you got to look at what it is. My wife and I went to Dorothy Lane's in Mason, Ohio. Last time we was there.
I want to go so bad. I keep saying I'm gonna go.
Hey, bro, sis, I'm from the old school. You go to Dorothy Lane's, that shit costs so much. You got to put some of that shit on layaway. That's
what my husband said. We ain't going up there. You stick
man, this shit is crazy. Hold on. Mr. and Mrs. Wyatt went through the damn line and we was putting our stuff on the counter. And y'all know I'm tight. I'm tight with things. So we putting our stuff up. I love fruit. We both are fruit eaters. And we put all our stuff on the cashier, cash register to the line. And when she rung up, it was either cherries or strawberries or cherries, one of the two. I don't remember what it was. When that lady told me that little bitty ass thing, I think it was cherries. That shit was like $32. I said, nah, we got to put that shit back. Now, of course, I have $32, but I can't find myself to spend $32 on something like that. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And I just don't spend like that. But
hey, we bought some cotton candy grapes for $9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, how could you buy $9 grapes when you have a $250 budget, or even if you have
you can't afford the cotton candy grapes,
right?
You got to get the regular grapes.
But the better grapes are going to, the healthier grapes are the ones that are going to cost the most money. See, we're going back.
But no. Let me say this. I don't think cotton candy grapes are even healthy because I think it's like a hybrid.
Maybe so.
Like it's like created.
I think my point is stay away from, if you want people to stay away from unhealthy foods, you're going to have to, and I am not in the business of saying give people more, but you're going to have to up their money, because if you want them to eat healthy, then you got to pay them to be able to afford healthy food. You can't make them eat healthy food and then give them a budget of unhealthy food stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. It's
but I'm not saying, I guess you looking at it as you saying like fresh market. I'm not saying like, okay, I'll give you an example. So like I remember okay, the person that I know that that we know in common, the girl that your person, your family member.
Okay.
Long story short, we were talking about different types of meat, of ground beef. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I don't eat ground beef. I eat Angus. And she like, what's the difference? I'm like, you ain't never paid attention where it be like 70-30.
Yes,
like
less fat.
She like, oh, okay, well, we done bought sirloin and something like, yeah, like ground beef is the lower cut and it's a whole bunch of fat. Right. It's not healthy. I'm talking about stuff like that. I ain't talking about going to fresh market and about $12 pound of meat. I'm saying instead of buying ground beef, you're buying Angus or sirloin, and it is a couple dollars more. But I'm saying the health benefits of not buying cheap ground beef.
Check this out. Isn't that one of the good reasons why they should have home economics back in school? Yes. Because they can teach. See, I learned how to cook some things, but the health.
But you don't even got to do home economics. I'm telling you, when I had assistants, I'm telling you, it was like an all day thing. And this was had to be 2001 because my son was born in 2000, maybe 2002. But like, it was like you had to be participating. And I think it was like 30 hours. I was in hair school at the time. So that's the only reason I didn't have to like go to these classes, which was 30 hours a week. Like you had to be doing something for your future, whether it be in school or going to these classes that help you get a job. But like, it was so many programs to like help you learn how to cook, like all these different things that would help you better yourself so that you can get off assistance. I was on food stamps for about maybe 8 months. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, dang, I wish I would have knew about this earlier. But like, once I got out of school and started making some money, I didn't qualify. And guess what I did? I kept going to Save a Lot, all these, like if I found somebody at the Clifton Kroger that was like, you want to buy some stamps? Yep, I do. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But like you make it. You
were part of the problem. You didn't say 2 crimes already, girl. You sold yours and you bought some.
I sold mine. Yep, to my son and grandma. She was a caterer. Yep, I did.
Well,
for cash.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem that I see in the neighborhoods, in the communities when we were growing up, and what I see to this day. I don't like when the gas stations call themselves selling food in our communities. They have the hot wings and they have a lot of stuff. And what I've discovered, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably say I'm on some bullshit, but I would never make this up. The state, if you have a store that accepts EBT cards and things of that nature, they have a barcode system where these stores have to put, let's just use honey buns as an example. They have to put their honey buns and all their certain things under a coded system. So when they scan it or whatever, it'll show the state that this EBT card didn't buy, or that it bought whatever type of food that they sell there. Okay. Because you have to be approved by the state, to accept EBT cards in the first place. And then they have this system in place where they have to track what people are buying. So the scan system tells the state how that person spent the money. And I've seen situations where some of these scan things, which you barcode it at your store. See what I'm saying? You have somebody input the honey bun will be a certain barcode. Okay. I've seen them stores have that barcode and put it in their system as something else. It might be a honey bun, but then it scans on the computer as being, I don't know, what a celery stick or something. You see what I'm saying? I've seen that fraud. I've seen fraud like that go on. Now, the big stores would never do that. You're not going to run in Kroger's and buy a honey bun and it's going to show up on your receipt and to the state as being a celery stick or 2 apples. It's never going to do that. But when you had them small community stores, which they collect millions of dollars off of the Black community, EBT driven, you know what I'm saying? They collect millions of dollars from us each year. They do some fraudulent stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
They do. They put them in the system totally different than what it really is because they don't want any money to get away. They don't. And a lot of them don't even put honey buns and, certain little drinks and stuff like that. If you notice, they never scan it. They might take, if you got $1 or whatever, or if you got an EBT card or whatever, they have to scan it. You know what I'm saying? But back in our day, they would take it was the same thing. They just didn't have a scanning system. They would have to book. If you came in there with a $5 food stamp, they would have to book what that food stamp actually bought. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of the times they did.
That's what my husband, he said that. I've never seen an actual food stamp.
What?
So like I know my husband.
Oh, wait a minute. It's just before
your
time.
I never saw it. Like I said, the only time, like my parents, like my dad died when I was 6. I'm telling the truth. My mother would not sign up for me. Like I live with her. And like, when you apply for assistance, like when I was in hair school, everybody like, why you don't get this? Why you don't get daycare? I didn't know how to do any of that because I wasn't privy to any of that stuff. Like I just didn't. So when I'm moving out, I moved out. I got my own apartment in like May of 2001. And like my son had just turned 1. So yeah, I got on food stamps. It was probably between him being 1 and 2. But like literally, I didn't know anything about it. So when I got on it in 2001, it was a card. It was like it had a blue top and a white bottom.
Right. It was
like it was called Ohio Direction Card. But like I never had saw an actual food.
Yeah, it was just before your time.
My grandma used to send us to the store with the food coupon. Like I don't know what that is. I've never seen it. Like he looked it up on Google and showed me, but like I've never actually, seen one. Because I'm like, how y'all get changed?
It's just a little before your time. That's all. The system had probably converted over by the time you understood what was going on in that space. But my thing is this. I'm going to tell you something about Dorothy Lanes that I seen. Not that same day that I was there and I put some shit back. But before that, I used to go up to the one in Dayton and Fort Wright.
Yeah.
I went to that one before they opened the one over in Mason, Ohio. And let me just say this to you. I seen on the screen one time, they have a computer, they have the screen, the monitor of what you're buying is right in front of you. And then the cashier has one as well. And they accept EBT cards at Dorothy Lanes. And I think Dorothy Lanes is very expensive, and I asked the lady, the cashier lady, I said, ma'am, y'all accept EBT? Y'all accept EBT in here? And that lady was very adamant. She said, yes, we get it all day, every day, all the time. And you can't tell me that, see, I don't see too many buckets outside, meaning vehicles, leaking oil and shit out in the driveway. I see BMWs, Mercedes.
Somebody told me they didn't take it.
They do take EBT at Dorothy Lanes.
That's good then.
I know for a fact that they do. Now, I can't say that the one in Mason, Ohio does because I don't know that. But I know the one up in Fort Wright, in whatever that is up in the Dayton area. I know for a fact that they do because that's where I had the conversation. And they said, we get it all the time. I'm wondering who the hell uses these.
They put their money up there. They ain't getting nowhere.
I mean, it has to be fraud. Now, this is an assumption, and some people will be like, Wyatt, I thought you said you don't assume. All I'm saying is, who would go in the most expensive grocery store with an EBT card, knowing that your money is not going to stretch in there?
As long, yeah.
Only a fraudster would go in there and probably somebody that's getting EBT card or getting, you know, government assistance who really don't supposed to have it. Maybe it's a mother and a father who has a daughter who's 19 still living at home, and she's using this EBT card because she qualifies, but yet they're living in the home with the parent out in this nice neighborhood, driving nice cars and shit. See, that's fraud too. A lot of people don't talk about that. They only want to talk about how we selling food stamps and we being fraudulent. I can point you in a direction right now that they can catch some fraud of some people that don't look like us that's doing the same shit. They living with their parents.
Know, they was getting a I saw something. They were like the people that own the corner store. That was like, you know, they was taking the food stamp thing, and they got caught up with some fraud. Like, I think it was in New Jersey or something. So no, it ain't. No. I'm not definitely not saying we probably on the lower end of the fraud, more than like the fraud they commit is $1 million fraud. We doing some you know, some side money. It ain't even no real amount of money. But you would think that how they be arresting black people, and you know what I'm saying, like, oh, they doing all this food stuff, like the lady who was selling, I think, cakes or something, and they got her for food stamp fraud because she was buying like flour and, you know, and like selling cakes or something, either pies or cakes out of her house, but she had food stamps.
Right, I remember that. But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing.
But like, she ain't no bigger than like a corner store that's letting, you know, that's stealing. You know what? Stealing millions, probably.
But here's the difference. When you're that type of person and you're independently selling things and doing that in a neighborhood and you're not a store, they can't regulate you. Okay. And here's the problem. A lot of those stores get fines. They get fined for selling cigarettes out of the pack. They get fined for selling underage alcohol.
They don't take the ability for them to sell it.
They don't. And the reason why they don't is because it would handicap the community. That's why a lot, and see, this is the difference between leadership and people that manage us. Leaders know the problem in our communities because a lot of them has spoken up, but there's some things that are in place on purpose. You'll be surprised at how many stores face violations for selling expired food, selling alcohol to kids underage, selling cigarettes. You would be surprised how much of that go on in our communities, and it go unheard. It go unsaid. And the reason why they let that stuff go on is because, okay, we're gonna get rid of this store right here. Now where the people gonna go? See what I'm saying? Where they gonna go? And they have nowhere to go. So they don't really close the stores. And at a certain point, stores don't even like they try to get away with it, but they know that they're not facing any shutdown. So they just continue to do what they do.
And pay the fine, and the money that they made is so much more.
That's it. That's exactly what they do. And unfortunately, leaders won't bring that to the table. They'll never make that. They'll never tell the truth about that to the community. They'll never say how many times at that corner store or that gas station that's up there that has all that stuff going on the corner. They'll never tell you what type of problem they are up in Columbus, you know, with the regulations and stuff. They'll never talk about that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't think of it like that, but I know that they do make a big deal out of like small people, like in that case that we were talking about. Like, I don't know how much food stamps or how long she was running the business, but I'm like, now listen, these little corner stores, they got way bigger. You know,
well, they got to expose her, but they have to expose her, because if she does something wrong, they have no way of recovering any type of fine or anything. But when the stores do things wrong, the state can fine them, and that's how they make their living. That's how you got to understand, man. I don't think a lot of people understand how this world go round. Like, there is so much stuff that happens that we don't hear about, and it happens, and it's going to continue to happen because it actually funds programs. It funds things that's happening, and it enables people to be better. But yet it's serving a purpose, because the inspector has a job, the inspector's supervisor has a job. They become necessary. I just think they become necessary. They don't have to be necessary, but a lot of them are necessary, because when you issue money to people that are willing to sell their stamps, because we know that people are gonna do it. When you have people that's willing to live against the law, and be rewarded with it, they're gonna break the law. They're gonna break. I'm trying to say this as nicely as I possibly can. There are people that reap the benefits of ignorant people out here with food stamps, EBT, whatever the hell you want to call it, and it's scheduled that way. It's put together that way. I promise you.
Yeah. All right, well, go ahead. Okay. Let me get off here. They starting to talk about me and my almost white husband saving me. You know they hate a light skin nigga.
I know. I get that all the time. Tell me
this nigga black, y'all. He ain't white. He ain't saving me.
I hear you. All right, sis. I'll talk to you soon. You too. Take it easy. All right. That was Amber checking in. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that if we're going to I don't have a problem with people getting assistance. That's not the problem. That's not it at all. I mean, I grew up on that program. I didn't grow up on it long. Don't get it twisted. By the time I moved out to the Fay Apartments with my mom and I was 8 years old, maybe 9. That's when the EBT or food stamp thing stopped. Downtown Laurel Homes, yeah, we would take food stamps, GJ's, we take it up to Harry's, down on Lynn, where, Kroger over there in OTR. But when my mom and I moved out of Laurel Homes and moved up to the Fay, actually, we moved a couple different places first. We moved, that apartment complex over to Palm Room. My mother was just weeding off of the assistance program. I was about 7 or 8 years old. Then we moved to the Fay Apartments, which I'm sure was subsidized housing. My mother had a job. She was working for Housing Opportunities Made Equal, for home. Y'all call it, I don't know what y'all call it in Cincinnati, but it's Housing Opportunities Made Equal, HOME. And she started out as a tester and stayed there for many years. And we were able to go out to the Fay Apartments and get grass in the front yard and grass in the backyard. That was us moving on up. It was subsidized housing, but it was a great community. It looks nothing like it used to look. Back in the day, the Fay Apartments was like, it was like suburbs. Okay, it was really, really nice. All right, it wasn't even new, but it looked new. It was fresh grass. It was really nice. There was a sense of order. You had to take your trash cans around and sit them outside. There was a sense of order. You didn't see graffiti on the wall. You didn't see a bunch of abandoned buildings. You just didn't see a lot of the stuff that you see in there now. Okay. And we had a self-pride. We had pride. And, I just don't see that same thing going on now. There has to be a reason for that. So my mom worked at Housing Opportunities Made Equal. She stayed with that company for a long time. Once again, my mother is actually the one that taught me about government, nonprofit organizations, government funded nonprofits. She also taught me a little bit about how government jobs work, state jobs, government jobs. That's why I kind of know where to look. I know where to look under the rock for certain things. And I noticed that city managers and people like that are very inefficient in their job because they're not spending profit. They're not with a profitable company. They're with a company that has they have a budget, but who's going to complain about anything or how they spending money? Taxpayers don't hold politicians accountable in that area. Like, people should be at an uproar that a police chief got fired and they can't tell you why. They should be in an uproar that a fire chief got fired, come back and gonna get all his payback and he gonna get money and a payout. They should be upset at stuff like that. I'm not telling you to be in an uproar and all that old stuff. This is not the only city. The city of Cincinnati is not the only city that face stuff like that. New Orleans is the same way. They're always paying out some shit. You couldn't be the CEO. Y'all got to understand that the city manager is the CEO of the city. And I don't know any CEO that could keep their job paying out a bunch of vice presidents or people that they assign and put in these jobs, and then they fire them, and then you end up getting sued. The city's sued for $2-3 million. Wrongful firing and things of that nature. You only see that. I mean, you don't see that in a lot of places in the workforce. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it. I mean, profitable companies don't roll like that because they know that, shareholders and stakeholders, and they got chairman of the board. People are they're held accountable. City managers and mayors and then y'all don't hold them accountable for stuff like that. And the reason why you don't is because you don't miss something that you never had. It's kind of hard to bitch and complain about the $300 or the $400 they just took out of your check for taxes if you never had it. A lot of people are accustomed to believing what they took from me, I never had. So why should I bitch and complain about it? Now, I'm not like that. I know what I could have done with that extra $400 or that extra $500 that could have been on my check. And knowing that it went to something that is not, that's being mismanaged, that kind of, that's kind of disappointing. Let me go to the phone lines real fast before I move on. Good afternoon. Uh-oh, I lost the call. Sorry about that. Feel free to call right back if you like. Feel free to call right back. Can we get along in the chat? Like, I'm just trying to be as nice as I possibly can. I don't know what y'all got going on, but damn, some of y'all should grow up. I mean, this back and forth and F people's family and all this old shit and meet me on the corner and all that old goofy shit. That's crazy. I don't know what y'all talking about, but let's not can y'all be a little bit, I don't care who it is. And I'm gonna say y'all, because when one person say something foul and then you return to serve, can y'all please respect my platform? Take that shit somewhere else. All right. I don't know where y'all need to go with it. I don't know where y'all need to be. I don't even know if y'all know each other. I don't even care nothing about all that. But please respect my platform. I don't want men calling women bitches and hoes, and I don't want women calling guys hoes and bitches and all of that. Please, if y'all don't mind, take that shit somewhere else. All right. I'm not saying that I'm Mr. Moral Police, but some of these comments y'all making about one another and this and stuff, this shit getting out of hand. And I'm not even reading all of them. I'm not even reading all the comments. I just happen to come across one. Y'all really need to cut that shit out. I thought everybody in here was grown. That's crazy to me. And don't use my platform for y'all to be blowing big on internet shit. Because ain't none of y'all gonna kick shit. Y'all ain't gonna kick a can down the street, let alone somebody's ass. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's your boy Twin, man.
Twin, what's good with you, man? How you doing?
I'm gonna kick your ass. You come back on late. You always come with these excuses and everything.
It's gonna take.
I'm tired of that.
It's gonna take.
I'm about tired of it. You supposed to give my refund 2 years ago. I never seen it.
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna take a big shoe to kick me in my ass. You better have a 14, 15, or a 16.
I ain't got that play. I ain't got that. No, I have to just say that.
I know. What's going on with you, bro? How you doing
Welcome.
today,
I'm all right, man. I'm blessed. I can't call it. I went up there to my guy's funeral and stuff. I was in and out and everything. Who's man, funeral? I got on the train. Oh my God, wow.
Oh, you talking about your buddy in Chicago?
Yeah. I had to come back for work, but I had to pay my respect. But man, I got on the train, why? Oh my God. It's crazy, man. Them YNs took over that train, and when you defund the police and everything and take 30 million of their dollars away or whatever, this is what you get. Cause Wyatt, they rather arrest you for not paying and so cause I used to do it all the time. So I couldn't be late for work. I was like, cause there used to be a line to pay to go through the toll, whatever. I mean, through the, to pay your fare to get on. So I used to jump the turnstile and everything. Like, man, these people taking all day, but they rather arrest you than arresting people like smoking loud on there or anything. Man, it's crazy, man. How it is, man. They don't have no respect, no guidance, no nothing. Why? So it's crazy how it is. I had to see for myself. But I've seen a couple of videos about it. Mm-hmm. So I told one of my guys to let me off on 95th, and my brother stayed a little bit off the damn round, so I can just hop and skip. So I just want to see. I was like, man, they off the meat rack up here. So it's really crazy. Yeah, them food stamps, Wyatt. Mm-hmm. Man, Yeah, man, it can take you a long way. People used to get a lot. Why? Like you have 4, 5 kids, maybe 15, 1600 a month, something like that. But when COVID came and all that, they lowered it and all that. The government started slicing. They even said they was gonna slice it. And I hate to say it, I was bag watching too, Wyatt. I
Wait,
wanted
wait,
to see for
whoa.
myself.
You said bag watching too. Like I was was I just bag watching? What you
No,
saying?
no,
Because
no,
I
no.
thought
I'm
I thought
explaining
I
to you
seen
bag
somebody
watching
else.
because you know they always double down on us as black folks that that's all they do is get the government assistance and all that. But I had to see the check of Fred on the dang on them Yankees, man. Man, they come in there wide. They come in there wide with their shirt, with the shirt, and you can see their stomach and everything with their house shoes, and they have like junk food full of stuff. And Wyatt, I see why Kenny we tried to take the red dye out and all that because only thing I saw was like Takis and Zuzums and Wham Whams and stuff. But I didn't see none like no meat and all that. You saw some like look, what's not Banker, what's the other one name? Michelle, whatever her name is. That other.
The singer?
No, Michelin or so, that box that come in a green box. Michelin, I want to say Michaels or whatever. Yeah, they had a bunch of those, why? But I didn't see nothing like real healthy up in there for the kid. And the fruit and stuff and all that, ain't nothing but hybrid and all that. That's not real. Then the form ass grapes and oranges that be coming out, be like, man, what is this? Man, I just be looking like, man, it's crazy.
Those are hybrid grapes and fruits and stuff
Yeah, man, them ain't real.
Yeah,
Cause I'll be
I've never
looking,
really
man, I'll
been a
check them
fan
out.
of stuff that says seedless, like seedless watermelon. I
Yeah.
won't eat it. Seedless certain things, I don't think they're
Mm.
natural, so I don't.
Yeah, man. So I pay attention to all that, and you know, some of us do be messed up, and a lot of us, what they do buy a lot of junk. So I see why the government really shut down. How many years Michelle came up with the program too. I can recall about kids eating healthy.
Yeah, but you
'Cause
got
that's
to
all
be
the
able to
kids.
make sure when
They say why?
when you come up with those programs about kids eating healthy, there has to be a learning curve, but then you also have to be able to afford healthy foods. It is very expensive to eat healthy in America. It's very expensive.
It is.
The fruit is different. You know, back in our day, we used to have these guys, and I know probably Donna would remember this because there used to be fruit trucks in the city.
Yeah.
Guys would go all the way down. They had like them U-Haul trucks. They look like U-Haul trucks, but they had their own truck, and it would be full of vegetables like, you know, corn and watermelon. You know, I know that's a fruit, but I think watermelon is a vegetable. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they used to have different fruits and stuff from Alabama and Georgia, and they would drive them up, and it was freshly picked, and it wasn't any of that stuff that they have in the grocery stores. I remember that as a kid, you know, but I don't see that often anymore. I don't see that often, especially in the Midwest. I think it's too expensive to do that stuff. And you know, when it's expensive, then you pass the cost on to the customer, and the customer don't want to pay. They're not going to pay $15, $20 for a fresh watermelon because they can't afford it. They'll buy the $5 one, but they can't buy the $20, $25 watermelon. It's fresh now, you know, but I don't think they're thinking this all the way through. I mean, I would rather see children eating. If you're gonna give free money, this is gonna sound hard. It's gonna sound horrible. If you're gonna give a family free money to eat off of, I am in favor for giving them more if they can buy better food. Because if they're gonna keep buying cheap food with the little bit of money that you're giving them, and they have to make it stretch, they're going to continue to buy the bad food.
That sound about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound about right. But y'all be seeing a lot in the grocery stores, man. And man, the way stuff high though, but you know, I guess you got a budget now, Wyatt, because hey, I'll buy some food stamps in a minute. The way it is.
I can't do it. I heard a lot of it.
Man, you can say what you want to say, but
I can't do it anymore.
I know you out there element, but I'm just saying, Wyatt, The way, just like you just said, you don't spend $75 and you thought you got your $75 and you put them 2 bags in there. That's how I feel. When I was in there, $50, $55. I say, ain't no way I paid $55 for this. And you basically taking up a bubble hair bag to home, back home and everything. But I guess the way the economy is right now, but
no, it ain't got nothing to do with if shit was great. If gas was $1.99 a gallon and apples was 15 cents, it'll still be people out there selling their food stamps. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's just that it's people are going to do scheming shit when they're
no, you still got a budget though, man. The way it's set up now, man.
Well, what's the reason why people sell their food stamps, twin? What would be the reason?
Because they got to make ends meet. Because that light bill and all that, the rent went up. And so people sell their food stamp, they go still keep it for their shorty.
Okay.
But some people probably sell it for a habit. But most of the time they sell it for it to like, you know, hey, I need $50 more extra, I'm short on my rent type of my phone bill or something like that.
No.
Or maybe
hell no.
It's gotta be two reasons for it, Wyatt. Stop it, man. You need to stop. Stop because your rich ass and stuff not in the game. Stop it, man. You either for your habit or the second because your rent or something like that short of case.
So I can't have an opinion. I can't tell you. I can't.
This ain't your lane. You the one that told me last year you wrong for taking out the baby's mouth. Remember that?
No, I don't even know what you just said.
I said you said I was wrong for buying them food stamps.
You are.
Remember?
You are wrong for buying food stamps. You wrong for buying food stamps. You wrong from buying from boosters. All that shit is not good for us, man. It's not good.
So tell me this. You ain't sell dope, right? You sell weed, right? Yes or no?
I'm not getting into all that, twin. Because
no. I'm about to make my point.
We always do that.
So you mean to tell me you ain't no bought for no booster when you was out there in the street?
Absolutely. And not only that, I'm guilty.
You can't even remember, man. Go on with that.
What did you think I just said? I said absolutely. I just admitted to you. See, you don't, bro. You know what? I think you sometimes talk just to talk. You don't talk to listen. You kind of just say.
I didn't hear you at first, man.
Okay. Well, let me just say.
I hear you, man.
I'll say this to you. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of all of it. I'm guilty of all of it. But I was young and I know better. I knew better a long time ago. I didn't quite know better then. I knew some shit was wrong, so it's not fair to say I didn't know better. Anytime you're doing something wrong, you should know better. All right. But yeah, I didn't care. But yeah, I'm guilty of all the things you spoke of. But I understand as a grown-ass man now the repercussions of that lifestyle, not just for me, but the people that are all involved. When you do things like that, there is a domino effect of how it affects us all. It affects the people who have the store. It affects the people who taking the shit, who stealing. They don't always get away with it. So when you buy shit from boosters, you're encouraging them. I know people that give them a list of shit to get. You're encouraging the behavior. I know people that give them a list like, turn over the page, turn to page 2 and you'll see page 2 a size large because I'm a medium, but my girl wear a large. See what I'm saying? So but there are repercussions to that. And it continues to harp like a certain lifestyle. And then them be the same motherfuckers that screaming and hollering because they claim they got a criminal record. See what I'm saying? They got if they couldn't sell you boosted stuff, then they might have to go get a job. But if you continue to support what they're doing, you're enabling them to be better than what they really could be. Or if you got a mother that's selling food stamps, let's get back to this one. I seen a couple people, maybe 1 or 2 out of all the comments, said to pay bills. I think that's bullshit. I don't think anybody's selling EBT or food stamps. Let's keep it what I know. I don't think anybody's selling. Wait a minute, hold on, bro. Let me get it out before I know I'm wrong, but let me get it out first. I don't think anybody selling food stamps to pay their cell phone bill. I think they do other shit with it. I just think they do other shit with it. I'm not saying that it ain't nobody that ain't never paid their phone bill with it. I'm just saying that most people, let me say it this way, twin. So because you and I having this conversation. In my day, People were selling food stamps 50 cent, 50 cent on the dollar. All right, if you got 100, you buy them for $50. You got $200, you bought them for 100. And the reason why they were selling them is because they was usually dope fiends. They was usually buying dope with the money, or it was some little girls that had little dudes that was dope dealers or had some little extra money, and they would use the money to go shopping and do other shit other than buy the food. So they were in the dope game, or they were subsidized by some drug dealer or some dude that was giving them some money, and they didn't need as much money on the EBT card because they probably didn't really need. They probably didn't even need the EBT card. They just had it because they, qualified for it. But they got a dude at home. See, I just think there's so much game in it, bro, that it's hard for me to appreciate. It's hard to talk about because you got people that actually really do the right thing with it. But they make it, the people that do the wrong thing make it really tough on those that's doing the right thing. And I ain't met nobody that got no damn EBT card or food stamps and was out here selling that shit so they can keep living. No, they always doing some old raggedy shit with the money.
Well, I look at it like this. Hey, I know a couple of people do it because they short on rent or something like the phone bills or something like that.
Hell no, you bro, come on, man.
You said what?
So the last time you bought some food stamps from somebody, the reason they selling their food stamps, they told you because they was $50 short on their rent.
I got somebody on the horn right now. Goes do and stuff in a couple of days. What are you talking about? Somebody right now on my door. I got somebody right now
that's gonna sell you.
Offer me, yeah. And I said, "What's it for?" I said, "When you get it." And so she said, "I'll let you know." And she said, "I said, why?" She's short on the rent. I don't just be on here, just be pump faking, man. I kid you not.
I'm not suggesting that at all. But why wouldn't she just borrow $50 from you?
Man, I don't know. I'm going through a third party. I don't know her person. I know the other person. Okay. So I said, yeah, I need those. Yeah, man. That's what she told me. She short on the rent or whatever. But you got to pay a bill. I said, oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
I just think that if, us who get up and work every day and we get a large amount of money taken out of our paychecks.
But if you're a single person, parent or something like that, and you got, what if you got habit? You know how women here might want to go buy a bottle or get my eyelashes or something like that, and you ain't go keep asking, your side piece or whatever, or your child support check didn't come in or something like that, and hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. As long as you have something for the kids, you all right. But hey, I'm short. I need $100, $200 or something like that. They go jumpstart because 9 times out of 10, when she's selling like that, she at least getting about $1,000 a month or $700 a month when she's selling like that.
Yeah, see.
But I can't knock nobody for that, man. Hey, it's time hard out here. I hate going there and spending $200-$300. No, I need some yamps up in here, man.
Okay,
I'm a down. Regardless, man, I'm from the streets, but hey, I help you out. Don't hate on me, Wyatt, for what I'm doing.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than a person who think they helping somebody out and they're benefiting from that person.
Man, that's your opinion and stuff. You stand on it.
That's my opinion.
I'm not gonna agree with you, man.
It's like the same people. Let's get away from the food stamp thing. There's nothing worse than the man that's taking care of taking advantage of a little girl. Remember the scene in Set It Off?
Man, you trying to bring kids involved. Go on here, on with that.
That ain't had nothing to do with no kids. I'm just saying.
What about it? Set It Off.
She was short on her rent. She was short on getting some things done for her brother and shit like that, and she needed an advance. And you know what I'm saying, bro? That's not cool. And you really think you helping her out by getting something from her? You being selfish. You doing what you can get on the low. And you benefiting from her pain and her situation. And I don't believe that, So
what was your purpose of selling weed?
Say it again?
What was your purpose of selling weed?
I didn't know any better.
Now you're saying it now, but what was your purpose back then?
The purpose was to get money.
Okay. And do what with it?
Do dumb shit with it.
Okay. So that person can't do dumb stuff with her stuff?
No. Not when I pay for it. Not when I pay for it. Selling weed is an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, that's something that you do. You invest your money and you flip your money, right? I didn't get no government. I didn't get a check from the government and go buy a pound of weed.
But that money that was put in your hand probably came from the government.
You don't know that.
Man, they probably got that with their Kool-Aid chick. Stop it.
You don't know that, twin. I had a different type of clientele. Not everybody was out on the corner. I never was a corner boy. I've been said that. I've never was a corner boy.
I understand you said that, but I'm saying, hey, you know, they probably got government. You don't know. You saying you might know, but they probably went through that again, transaction through that again.
No, okay,
I just need 50 from
I'm
Wyatt.
not going to sit here and do dope game 101 with no one. I'm just saying that there are, you know, I can't be part of the game of buying. And now keeping in mind, I got a buddy or two that buy food stamps from people. I know people that do it, but these aren't like people that I kick with. I just know them. And they know they know that people be selling them. And all I'm saying to you is, you know, I don't think a woman, because they usually buy them from women, and y'all can get mad at me if you want to. I'm just speaking what's really going on around me. I don't think a woman deserves to get $800 or $900 worth of food stamps if she's buying, or if she's selling her food stamps to somebody who's buying them for half off, and she's going to jack off the money. She going to the club. She want to be able to buy some Cristal or some old risk some drinks, or be at the club, or get her nails done and shit like that. That's foul to me, and I'm not going to support that lifestyle. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that's true. I think they probably go off your income now, based off your income and all that. But a person that's struggling and all that, go to work every day, a single mom, I can't knock them for doing that. But the government want to sit around and get somebody that don't punch a clock for $250 a month. That's what I got a problem with, man. That's what I got a problem with. I done bust my ass 40, 50 hours a week. But this little clowning ass dude out here hustling under a tent and all that, whatever the case may be, on the corner, get $250 a month.
Wait a minute, hold on. My girl Denise Davis said, you couldn't possibly believe that, Wyatt. She said, nails are $75, a good wig is $200. Yeah. Yeah, did you see the numbers, Denise Davis? The numbers that they getting on food stamps? Did you see that? I never knew.
It's not that no more, White. It's not high like it used to be.
Okay,
that COVID and all that knocked a lot of. When he said he was gonna cut them stamps, Trump cut them stamps. He cut them. Them 1,100, probably 1,100 to 1,200. You used to get every month. It's about 7 or 9. About 7.
Do this for me. A mother with one child. A mother with one child. How much does she get? She has a 9-year-old son, and it's her and her
I'll
child.
give her a range about 310, 320, including herself, probably. He 9 years old, probably about 320. That's my estimate guess. Probably about 320, probably. Or more, probably 350. At the most.
To be honest with you, they have no room to sell any food stamps. If you're
no.
If they're only getting $300 for food stamps in today's world, for you and your son, they're not in a position. In my just knowing what groceries cost, they're not in a. If that person is selling food stamps, they're probably smoking dope. I'm sorry to say the obvious, but I don't think you can afford to sell food stamps, and you sure in the hell can't afford. You wouldn't be able to afford to go to healthy food marts either. I don't believe. I think that number is low.
I might be. It probably be more than that, but I'm guessing
that's
probably
like $75 a week.
That's what.
I mean, if you look at $300 and some odd dollars, that's about $80 a week. I don't know anybody that can not.
But why they making you go now? Now, if you want to, I forgot what the age start, but they make you go either take some classes or something, 80 hours a month or something like that. If you want to keep them stamps, the government is now, so you ain't getting by like you used to.
Well, I don't have a problem with there being a system in place where people can't just live off of it. I mean, if they made them go to school, or made them take some Zoom classes, or make people who on it full time, because that there shouldn't be a job considered to be full time EBT. Fuck that. There shouldn't be no full time EBTers. That's not a career, and so I wouldn't fight against some type of program that gets them into some, because bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, the world we live in America, there are entry level jobs that pay very well if you go get educated.
Yeah.
I mean, like CPAs and things of that nature. It's not a job that I'm a fan of, but my goodness, I know some CPAs that make some long dollars. Okay,
Yeah.
they make really good money. It's not a job that I can do because I wouldn't be a doctor. I wouldn't be a nurse. It's just not my field. CPA or what is CT? What is that? What are they called? CPAs? What is it?
What's a CPA?
Not a CPA. That's in the financial.
That's a bonding.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in the hospitals. What are they? What are they? Someone help me out. Maybe I called it the wrong thing at the first time too. What are they called? It's basically the type of person that they work at the hospital and they're like a nurse's aide of some type. See what I'm saying? And I think
that's STNA.
STNA. Right. There's some STNAs that make pretty good money. I don't think the STNAs make the kind of money that I was thinking of at first. I know what an STNA is, but there's another level above the STNA that requires you to go and get a schooling of like, you have to go get you have to go to school for like a year and a half. And it's above the STNA. But they can come out of school making
LP didn't win. LPN or something? RN?
I'm not sure. I'm seeing some things. Jerica said at STNA, which we came up with that. But Jack said a PCA, which is a patient care assistance.
PCA.
There's one. I don't know what it's called, guys, but it's one right above the STNA. And they actually go to school. And I know this because my daughter and them was talking.
That's got to be an RN then.
No,
above the STNA, ain't it?
No, there's something that you can go to school for like 18. I think it's like 18 months. Okay, Jerica might have said it. I think it might be a CNA. I think a CNA. And whatever.
CNA, then a STN, right? That's CNA, which she was right.
Look,
and then it stepped into a STNA.
Hold on. Even if you say it the right way, I wouldn't know, twin. Okay. All I'm saying to you is there are some, let's get to the point of what I was talking about. There are some jobs that there are some things that you can go to school for. And you can actually go to school for less than 2 years or right around that time while you're on assistance and come out of school making some really good money. And so just sitting home being a full-time EBTer, that shit ain't cool to me. That's not cool. So
yeah, I think it's a lot of jobs out there for people and all that. People just lazy, man. That's all it is. They just lazy and they stuck in their ways.
Sonia Watson said a medical assistant. Now that sounds probably like what I'm talking about. I know that might sound, because I've seen a lot of people put some things up there, but I'm going by a conversation that I had with my daughters because they're in the medical field, where they're in medical school, and I'm listening to them say, well, you could come out of school making $65,000 your first year if you go to school for like a medical assistant or something like that. I think that was the conversation. And I think 65 grand is a lot of money to someone who's been receiving government assistance and not used to really being around money, didn't grow up with money. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money when you come from the bottom, coming out of school, and you can only go up. Your career will get even better because the more time you spend in that job, the more money you're gonna make later on. So
hey, Wyatt, you think since it's spring break and all that, and Easter around the corner and all that, do you think them gas prices gonna come down after this, after spring break and Easter?
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take them to clear that path or doing whatever they're doing in Iran. I know that the Iran situation doesn't necessarily have to mess with the gas prices. I think that the reserves and the things that they do, when you drill locally in your country, gas prices don't have to really go anywhere. I think there is a strategy in place to make it where gas has gone up because of what decisions have been made. And that will condition people to feel like, let's get this shit over with. See what I'm saying? Like, we're not mad at the government for making these moves because we want our gas to go back down to 235. But if you were making all this noise and it wasn't affecting you some kind, if they were making all that noise over in Iran and it wasn't affecting you any kind of way, then propagandists and people who create stories and stuff like that, they would have a field day. Most people get away with more lies when it don't really affect people. Okay, like I can tell you something's happening down in English Woods right now, which English Woods is gone, and I know it. I'm just saying I could sit back every day and talk about English Woods and what's going on, and Miss Parker over there getting people arrested and blah blah blah. I can talk so bad about English Woods or the Fay Apartments every day. I can talk bad about it all day, every day on this platform. Eventually, people who've never even been to English Woods or the Fay Apartments will start feeling that way about English Woods and the Fay Apartments, even though it don't affect them. So it's like, if I can't, if you've never been there, you kind of got to go by what I'm talking about, and it don't affect you, so you'll just believe it because, you know, now how it affects you gives you a better idea of, okay, we got to fix this shit. So if your gas is starting to go up because of what's going on somewhere and it's costing you and you making decisions, do I buy food? Do I get gas? Now that you're starting to make those decisions because it's affecting you, now your opinion of what's happening may change. You might go from, oh, fuck it, I don't care, to, oh yeah, we need to get this shit over with, because the sooner we get it over with, sorry guys, I'm trying to fix this camera. The sooner we get it over with, the sooner I get my money right again. See what I'm saying? But the gas and stuff don't have to be, you know, they can go to the reserves and they can start doing other things that would make gas stay the same. Here's my thing. What made it go down in the first place? Same people bitching and complaining about how gas is going up right now. Those were the same people who said the president can't change the price of gas. If I'm not mistaken, Donald Trump made some decisions that made gas go up, just like the former president did. And I'll stand on my circle on that. Trump did something that changed the influx of gas and oil coming to this country. He made a decision. He made an executive decision. It impacted the cost of gas, oil, barrels of oil. Biden did the same thing. But the same people who will argue with me about Biden didn't have nothing to do with how gas was rolling, those are the same people right now screaming about how they said that the president can't control the price of gas. Those are the same people now that are sitting back and bitch about what Trump has done about gas going up. Now, keep in mind, gas hasn't gone past where it was for damn near 3 or 4 years that Biden was in office. Those are the same people that never bitched about 345, 368 gas. They didn't bitch about it, because then they would say, well, what is Biden doing? And then when you give them the reason, it's still not enough. So no sense in arguing. My point was the government does play a part in how gas is received in this country, how gas is purchased, and what's done, how it's, you know, done overseas. It always, they do play a part. But now that it's Trump on the end of higher gas, now they understand, because it's a war. And there was a war when Biden was in office on gas and oil as well. It was just a paperwork oil. It wasn't a physical bombs over Baghdad type of war. No pun intended, but it wasn't that type of war. It was a war on the industry. Okay. And a lot of people didn't really understand it because they wanted to be mad at something or wanted to defend something that they don't know that much about. And then they'll say, well, wait a minute, gas go down, Wyatt, in the wintertime. Yeah, but it don't go down $1.50. It don't go down $1.25 like it has. And if it do go down in the wintertime, it had never went down $1.25 or $1.50 when Biden was in office during the winters. It always stayed high. So, you know, every time they have an excuse, I can give them a, you know, more of an understanding of why it's not that way.
Yeah, I sit back and watch old boy, the fake preacher, Jamal Bryant. Oh my God, man. They was clowning that man. I was like, man, it's a shame, man. I mean, people do what they want to do, but I just don't be on that boycotting and all that. That's just me, man. I'm not with that. Cause I know us as people and stuff, they not gonna stand on it and everything. They don't boycott Target or Walmart. Next day, black folks gonna be right back in there shopping. So I don't engage in those craziness and all that. I just don't like doing all this. I guess
think people should let people do what the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
Vote
I'm not with that. Because I know I don't shop at Target unless it's been a while, but I don't go there. But if I feel like it's a deal or something, or I can get my hands on for a cheaper price or whatever, budget or bargain, whatever, I'm in there. Ain't nobody gonna tell me where to spend my money at. That's on you. If the price is right, I'll go up in there. If not, I'll kick rock somewhere else. How you gonna tell me where not to spend my money? That's what you ain't gonna do. Sometimes I shop at Kroger. I know Kroger's prices real high. Hey, I go to Save a lot or go to Walmart somewhere. Like, no, man, this gotta be no, I'm going somewhere else. Still tastes the same, just put a little more butter and season on. To me.
Yeah,
So that's
well,
right.
I just,
Hey, where did you get your popcorn?
no, I didn't. I didn't have time to do that. I was,
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to Chicago again this weekend.
Yeah.
That's the anniversary thing. I was
Hey,
working.
Wyatt, who you think I got a lot of topics, but my bad. Hey, Wyatt, hey, who you think who you got for the NCAA tournament?
For the what?
The NCAA tournament.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. I want to say
They say Florida, man.
I want to say Ohio State, but I know better.
What?
Well, sorry, I'm a Buckeye fan.
Are y'all in there?
Yeah. We
I didn't know that.
Yeah, both men and women. And but I don't, we're not really set up to win a national championship this year. We were lucky to get in the tournament. I would love to
Well, Miami, Ohio, both of them men and women in there. You see this?
Yeah, they're not going nowhere either, bro.
Damn, what?
They may not even get past Wednesday, bro. They got to play a game in order to get into the first round of the tournament. They may not even get past that. I don't know. Miami had a nice little run. It's not the toughest conference, and they didn't have the toughest schedule. It's almost impossible to go undefeated like they did. So I give them big ups for that, man. But at the top, but when you get in there with bigger, faster, stronger teams, it's a night and day. Miami doesn't really have bone crushers. They don't have a lot of weight. They got some shooters, but they don't have rebounders. They have to, in order for Miami to win, I'll say this, in order for Miami to win, they have to play a perfect game.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, bro? And I just don't, it's almost impossible to play a perfect game. They had a perfect season, but they're not going to have a perfect game.
Hey, why they been throwing your boy Huggins' name around, man, and come back?
He's not coming back.
I know. You know how people are. They throwing it, but they were saying Miami they should take Miami's coach, Miami, Ohio coach, Steele, I think his name is.
Yeah, I know some better candidates though, bro, that would do better. I think personally.
In the D1 level?
Huh?
Are you talking about Division I level coaches?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I would love them to go get former players. You got Nick Van Exel out there who's been coaching.
Yeah.
I like Terry Nelson. These guys are around the game.
I think he overdue though, man.
Who that?
Nick Van Exel to become a coach.
He would be a great addition because what he would do is he would bring in guys like Corey Blunt and they would come to practice. They would be great recruiters for the program. You got Kenyon Martin. Man, you got so much blood. You got so much UC blood. Didn't I not have a conversation about this last week about Cincinnati?
2 weeks ago.
University of Cincinnati is leaving too much money on the table because they have a crazy alumni. You got Kenyon Martin, Terry Nelson, Ruben Patterson. You got all these guys that's close by.
You might have start fighting people in the locker room, though, man. You might get an attitude.
These are great recruiters for the program, bro. And Cincinnati could use a great recruiter, and they need to go get somebody. I like the coach out at Utah State. I like that. I like the guy. He used to be an assistant coach for Huggins. He was part of that hard nail Bob Huggins recruitment, and I like that guy. I think they should go talk to him. But I think they should really go get somebody like a Nick Van Exel who's been an assistant coach for years and who can recruit, who know the game. He's going to coach just like Huggins did. He's going to bring them. It's all about recruiting, bro. You got to be able to get the recruits in town.
Yeah, I think they should get somebody strong, though. But I would love to see Huggins come back, man. But you can't leave a bottle alone.
Well, the problem with Huggins at this point is he burned too many corporate bridges in the city of Cincinnati, and he's a stain. Nobody wants to see the guy who was stumbling and fumbling in the street from drinking and going. And he used to go in places and act a fool. People didn't know about it because they protected him. He was royalty in the city of Cincinnati, but he would go into Jeff Ruby's and act a fool. He would go in there drinking. He would go to the boathouse, or what is that, Montgomery Inn. He would go down there and act a fool. And people, it went untalked about, but people knew it was happening.
They got tired of us for covering up for him so long.
Yeah, I don't think the city would welcome him that kind of way. I think he's a bad representation of the city at this point. I like him. I mean, I like the
Yeah,
Bogdan as the coach.
but is that true that Pac-Man got 18 years? I mean 18 months or whatever.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I heard he was going to court for his
Took him
sentencing.
for his plea. I think they was considered 18 months.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I'll look it up and maybe
I think he should. I think he should sit down, man. I really do, man. Because he just gonna keep on racking up cases after case after cases, and people gonna look at it like, man, he a straight criminal.
At a certain point,
he needs some act right.
Yeah, at a certain point, you do have to look at people and say, hey, okay. At one point I used to be on Pac-Man's side because I know him. I know him. I know he's a nice guy, but I don't go drinking and I don't go partying with him either. I know him from a professional level because he was involved in boxing a little bit. So I know him from that level, and we've had lunch. We've had conversation. He's a great guy. He really is a super nice guy. But the problem is sometimes these guys get in these positions consuming alcohol and things of that nature, and they change. Their personalities change. And I hate to say this because I'm not a fan of locking people up, but sometimes you have to, like you said, they have to go sit down. Maybe he needs that awakening, because what's going to happen is when you start getting assault charges and you can constantly getting into it with people out here on the streets and shit like that, one day he going to meet his match. I seen Pac-Man have a fight, literally had a physical fight with a guy at the airport. I didn't see it personally. I seen it on video. He had a fight with a kid. At the airport in Atlanta. One day,
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, one day somebody gonna get the best of him. And the world we live in today, it might not be pretty. He a street dude. Like, he played football, but he a hothead. He a street dude, and he will fight when he's not drunk. You know what I'm saying? So that type of person really needs to. He's not willing to change his environment. He's already tried all of that, but the places that he like to go are probably not that. It's probably not best for him.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I had to say, man.
Appreciate you.
Right. Okay, man.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Thanks for engaging with us, twin. At 3:30, I got I don't know, what is it called when they come across your phone saying a indicator or something saying that the press conference is coming on at 3:30. No, I'm not gonna do. Somebody said something. Am I going to show it live or something? Nah. Because what's going to happen is I don't have the time, to be honest with you. What will happen is they'll get to talking, and then I'll start talking. And we'll be talking all the way through the night. You know what I mean? Because I already know. I have an idea. I don't know what the press conference is about with Chief Thigi. It's about her job. I know that. But I think y'all going to be... I don't know. I don't want to assume the worst, but I think it's going to cost the city a bunch of money. I think they might have came up with a settlement. She doesn't want to lose her job. Notification. Thank you, AK-47. She doesn't want to lose her job. She don't want to give her job up. I think it has a lot to do with the pensions and things of that nature that come along with it. Thank you, Darren. She said, alert, let my phone know. I don't think that she wants to give her job up for reasons. I don't know how you go back to a job working for people that set you up. I know this shit sound crazy. I'm not a Thigi fan, but I'm not a hater either of her. I don't appreciate the fact that she participated in some things. I don't appreciate what twins say, pump faking. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate her acting like she didn't know what the hell was going on in the city, and the leadership was there and they were for it. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, she got reprimanded for going to a meeting or announcing that she was working with other municipalities, with police chiefs and sheriffs, about how we can improve our communities. And her boss, her leadership got mad at that. For me, that tells you right then and there, they're not looking for anything to change. Why would you hire someone who's being productive and going out working with different, not even working with them, just sitting down, having conversations of what are you doing that we could be doing? What are we doing that you could be doing? Exchanging ideas. Why would you as a manager or leader have a problem with your police chief going out there talking to other police chiefs, talking to sheriffs? She was reprimanded for that. She made an announcement at a press conference. I know y'all remember. She made an announcement at a press conference that she was going to be working with other leaders in other communities and try to find out what they're doing. And somebody didn't like that. Why wouldn't you like that? So you telling me Procter & Gamble, one of the largest, if not the largest company in the city of Cincinnati, they don't send their project managers or their vice presidents out to seminars with other companies to see how we can get our bottom line thicker, how we can cut expenses, how we can be a better company? You think the CEO is firing people to problem solve, come up with solutions? No, you can't do that. You let us know when you're doing that. You can't go out talking, telling people that you're about to start having conversations in other groups of sheriffs. And come on, y'all. You don't see a problem with that? Come on, where are all my people that always criticize the shit I'm talking about? Where y'all at? Pull up. Let's go. You don't see a problem with that? Oh my God. Of course you don't. I told you 2 years ago, it's a problem with this. When I asked the question, when y'all all gonna come together and get some things working and get on the same page, I see the break in the chain. I see what the problem is. I see what's going on. And what did she say? That was when it was time to retreat, fall back. I'm not saying that she's gonna sit there and answer all my questions, but it was all good. When I was talking like they wanted me to talk, hey, let me see, I appreciate y'all, chief, and blah, blah, blah. But then when I asked the one question that I knew she knew the answer to, and it made sense, she didn't want to answer that one. Very uncomfortable. And here's the other curveball. And I respect it because she told the truth. She said, it's how you vote. That probably got her in trouble too. That probably got her in trouble. But they don't watch my show. But if she said it to me on that camera, she's made that statement somewhere else. I don't know where, but that wasn't the first time she probably said it. But when I asked her, I was like, okay, so yeah, it's how you vote, right? Because it's about policies. And what a lot of people don't understand, even on this platform, a lot of people don't understand how policies affect your community. You look at the people and the popularity. You don't look at the policies. You don't look at what your judges are doing, how your court systems are moving. I tried to tell y'all a long time ago, when the feds come into your city, that is a stain on your local prosecutors, your local police and all of that. It shows you that you can't handle your shit on your own. It shows you someone's dropping the ball somewhere by allowing a revolving door of criminality in the city. When I say that, I'm boot kicker. What is it? Bootlicker. I'm coon. I don't care nothing about my people. You say that to give those people protection. These are the same people that they ain't killing white boys and Asian boys and Jewish boys and a bunch of Caucasians. They're killing us. So who's the real coon? The person who's holding the people accountable or calling attention to the problem, or those that are protecting it? Like, that ain't it. Did I not hear this properly? What was that? Who sent me that? I don't want to call your name out. I don't want to call your name out. Did I hear right that the city of Cincinnati, the downtown numbers have fallen, have dropped? Like, nobody's going downtown and the tax base is starting to get cut off? They're not collecting as much taxes, and you want to blame it on the people that's the propagandists, the people that are saying that it's really safe downtown. If it's so safe downtown, Why aren't people going? You think it's just because the shit that they see ain't really happening, or is it really just because people are making up stuff, or the local channel news places are lying about what's going on, and that's preventing people to go downtown from going downtown wanting to spend money? Come on, tell you who would even try to. I'm gonna leave that alone. Who would sell y'all that? Who would fucking sell you that downtown is really safe? I told you 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, my brother-in-law, he stopped doing business downtown as a valet company because the insurance was crazy. Cars were being broken into every night. People were not just stealing guns, they are breaking the damn car just to steal a phone charger. The cord. He's gave up a business he had busted his ass for 15 years. Well, the business downtown was good for him. Now he's doing it in the outskirts of the city because he doesn't want to open his business. He doesn't want to do him and his staff. They don't want to do valet downtown because of the theft. They have to take the car, go park it, and they come back and the window's busted. How do you take that back to the client? So somebody is trying to sell my people that downtown is safe, but just people choosing not to go down there because they've been lied to. They've been lied to. There's no crime. See, I told y'all they only put 10% of the crime on the news anyway. The news be late. You notice there's more crime on your cell phone. More people show fights. They show things that didn't happen in the community. The news is nowhere to be found because they don't know. They don't know. They're not in the communities. They go by what the police radars talk about. Have you ever seen a Channel 9 or a Channel 512 truck or whatever just riding in the community? No, they go where they told to go to. They might catch something if they riding through, but they got them scanners. They only go to the big shit. They don't go to the little things that happen in the community on a day-to-day basis. They don't know. Y'all know. We know more than what the news know. It's changed. So, I mean, we can sit back here and act like, Cincinnati is safe. But if Cincinnati was safe, you wouldn't have the feds in here taking over your gun charges. If Cincinnati was safe, more people would start going downtown. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's not all just safety. I think Cincinnati is like any other underachieving city. They don't have nothing to do. I mean, during holidays and seasonal stuff, they always have something down there on Fountain Square. You can go down, ice skate, throw a snowball or some old shit, go to something that's relevant to the holidays. But people ain't just chilling downtown like they used to. Like, families don't go down and sit on the square and just be chilling. They're not going down there getting Grater's ice cream and sitting there chilling, listening to some shit that 3CDC putting on the square. They don't do that much anymore. And you gotta understand the reasons why. It's more than just crime. There's just not much to do. I mean, like seasonal, yes, but there's not much to do. People don't go down there like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna step on it. I'm gonna put myself out there and I'm gonna say it. Don't nobody want to go downtown because they don't want to deal with the element. What is it to do? They don't want to be dealing with pandering, people wanting money, change. They don't want to be dealing with people shoot. You're going to tell me it's safe, and you just showed a video of a young man shooting on Fountain Square at two people that were shooting at him, and he claimed self-defense. And you think somebody going to come downtown from where? Fucking Hyde Park? I mean, what makes you think people that want to live want to go downtown on Fountain Square, knowing that there's people down there who have weapons? They don't supposed to have a weapon, and they ops is down there too with a weapon who ain't supposed to have a weapon, and some 9 or 12-year-old little girl down there with her family sitting on Fountain Square and happened to get a bullet to him, and it wasn't intended for the young lady. But you think families going down there? Oh yeah, that's right. It's safe because they say it's safe. But the reports and what you see on the news, this is not all made up. This is not made up stuff. These are things that's actually happening. I mean, there's no way in hell if me and my family got on a plane, went to Cincinnati, and we was down and we wanted to go chill, like we gonna go to dinner and we gonna go we gonna do some family oriented shit. Downtown Cincinnati is not even on the list of places to be and things to do. If I go to Columbus, Ohio, downtown ain't nowhere to be. You see what I'm saying? I might hit High Street. High Street is in Columbus, y'all. It's like Vine Street, where you take Vine Street to go all the way downtown Cincinnati. High Street is the same thing in Columbus, Ohio. We might find something like on High Street in Columbus that connects to downtown. That's further up the way. We ain't going downtown Columbus either. The last time I was in Cleveland, Ohio, which is ran just like Cincinnati, Ohio. These cities are all the same because they're ran the same way. It's not a coincidence. The last time I was in Cleveland, Ohio, y'all know because I was there and I showed you the pictures, and it was the opening day of the NFL season. We stayed downtown Cleveland in the hotels, which connected to the stadium. 13 people got shot right there on the flats. So how do you think I feel knowing an hour and a half after they released the football game and we all walk back to the hotels and everybody's downtown Cleveland, they down there shooting, 13 people get shot. You think I'm going back to Cleveland? And if I do, you think I'm staying down in the flats? It's not just Cincinnati. It's cities that's ran just like Cincinnati. Carolyn Smith says, when I hold on, sorry about that. She says, when we drove past the square yesterday, they were on the square sorry, my screen moved. Sorry about that, Carolyn. Hold on, let me find it. Give me 1 second. She says, when we drove past the square yesterday, they were on the square drink in that greenhouse greenhouse thing, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And I just say people are down there and they love it. Yeah, here's the thing. I just said holidays, special occasions. It didn't take us we didn't need St. Patrick's Day to go down on Fountain Square back in the day. That's an event. That's a special occasion event. It'll probably be safe because they got enough people that don't look like us going down there at one time, having a specific thing, celebrating a specific holiday, and it's their time to be there. Them same shooters that were there on Fountain Square the other day shooting back and forth at each other, they're not going down there on St. Patrick's Day. That's not their type of crowd. But now, when you have a holiday type of thing or some type of special occasion, then it's cookie cut out. They're gonna have security. They know that the attendance, they know there's gonna be a lot of alcohol. They're prepared for things like that. And they probably were having a great time. But those same people that went down there for St. Patrick's Day, they went down for that. They ain't coming back next week. They're not going to be down there 2 weeks from now. They went for that one particular thing, and now they gone because they know they're going to be safe, because they know, police know that we coming. We gonna have this squared out for us, cookie cut out for us. And, we can do what we do. But just an average Thursday night at 7:00, they ain't going down there. They're not going down there. Linda Evans says, anytime you go downtown, there are white folks everywhere. They are not afraid. Then why is the tax base falling off? I think I think it's a false narrative when you sit here and people say, when you see a group of white people or see a group of black people, like, to say that they're not having fun sounds dumb. I don't think people congregate like that not to have fun. I mean, that just sounds kind of crazy. Like, well, it was a group of white people down there the day before yesterday. Every time I see a group of white people down there, they having fun. Well, that's what groups of people do. They have fun. I don't know if it's true that they feel safe. I bet you there's something going on that give them comfortability. I bet you there's something going on, whether it's a hockey game, there's something going on. They feel safe down at them Bengal games too, huh? Shit be happening. And wait a minute, hold on. Let me go back to this. If they so safe, why is city council and Cecil Thomas and all them telling them white folks not to bring their guns downtown and leave them in their car? If they feel so damn safe. Maybe they feel safe because they got their pistol with them. See what I'm saying? So you can say they safe or whatever. City Hall saying something different. Sierra Brooks says, Wyatt, what similarities in leadership between Columbus, Cincy, and Cleveland led to increased crime in downtown? Your judicial system, your judicial system. Y'all know I got my retainer in. It's hard to say certain words. Your court system. All their court systems are the same. Cleveland and Cincinnati's are identical. And I'd like somebody to come on here and tell me and debate that with me. I got 22 years experience. I got about that gives me 2 decades of experience of seeing how things how they were, how they are. I see a big difference in how it used to be, and I know why it's that way. I know what arguments led up to this lack on. Yeah, I know what led to this. And the reason why a lot of people argue for things is because if they argue strong enough, okay, I'm gonna get us out of here because I am going to watch that press conference. A lot of people benefit from messed up cities, crime-ridden cities. A lot of people benefit from that. Some people creating a program right now. You ain't gonna know. You don't know about it. But there's people that have created programs right now as we speak about what they can do for crime prevention, what they can do for kids, what they can do for this and they can do for that. You know what I'm saying? They create programs by manipulating the system, by talking about the system ain't fair and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Okay, Terry Coleman, thank you for that. She says TG's lawyer is requesting the report on her now since it's been 5 months. See, that's ridiculous. Let me see if I can pull this shit up. Oh, I really don't want to do this. I got so much shit going on. I don't know if I really want to do this right this minute. Guys, hold on 1 second. It's a commercial on. Well, it's not a commercial, but it's an ad. Hold on, guys. Oh, oh, whoa. Right on time.
I can't. I'm sorry, just one more
She
question.
took the fall. He thinks she took the fall for the mayor. Who didn't see that?
I think it would be safe to say that these have been the toughest 5 months of her life. Fortunately, she has a vast family of support, many of whom, as you know, are associated with law enforcement. And she's gotten incredible support from her friends and family. And the outpouring of support I described from the people of the city has also meant a lot and has helped her a lot. But it's been a very, very tough time. and she should not have had to experience it. Thank you all very much.
That's it. What I miss? What? What did I miss? I heard enough. Is it just me? I heard enough. DG attorney said she feels like she took the fall, because the question was asked, did she feel like she took the fall for someone? And he said, feel like she feels like she took the fall for the mayor. And y'all know, y'all better start watching Wyatt live, man, because y'all know where I was with this whole thing in the first place. She didn't take the fall. She took the fall for the mayor, but she knew her role. I don't feel sorry for her. Keep it up, mayor. Y'all know that's my favorite mayor of all time. He is the smoothest. He is the dopest. He know how to keep he is the best. He know how to put certain people around him. All right. Somebody said, I've already taken it down. I've already taken it down. Y'all go watch it and we'll talk about it again tomorrow. All right. Let me watch it on my own. I don't want any interruptions. I don't want anybody influencing my way of thinking or how I see this. I already know what went on. I already knew what was behind the scenes. And they gonna sue the city of Cincinnati's draws off. Because it's been 5 months and you can't come up with a reason why you fired this lady or put this lady on leave, whatever you want to call it. All that press conference was what Carolyn said. I said the world's shortest press. That was just, let me tell you what I'm going to say this one last thing before I go. Okay, here we go. That wasn't really a press conference. Okay. Her attorney is basically putting the fire under the feet of the city. They're making them look incompetent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know how crazy it would be if you went to work one day, got fired, and they told you we putting you on leave and we're going to do an investigation of why we putting you on leave? That sounds crazy as hell in the first place. Okay. Secondly, they say we're going to put you on leave and then it's 5 months and you ain't heard anything. You're going to sue that company. You're going to sue them for back wages. You're going to sue them for pain and suffering and all the other shit. She probably half-ass crazy now when her attorney tell you. She ain't thinking straight. You heard him incorporate the family in her argument. Well, she has a strong family. That's to show you the stress. When you bring in people's family in the argument, it's because she needed shoulders to cry on. She's been under an immensely amount of stress, and she's going to get not only compensated for her job time loss, whatever. I don't think they're looking for compensation there because she's been getting paid. I think she's going to get a buyout, and it's going to be way more than what a normal buyout would be, as if she wasn't doing the job well and they fired her. Sort of like UC coach. He got a $4.6 million buyout at the end of his contract. It's $4.6 million to go away. All right. It would have been $9 million if they fired him now, but they got to wait till April the 1st and give him 4.6 versus 9 million. Basically, what happened here is the attorney just said to everybody, he set the precedent. We're in an incompetent situation right now. Like, they don't know what they're doing. And he's proving it. It doesn't take 5 months for you to go you hired a firm to specifically look into this. It doesn't take 5 months to give you a reason why you fired me or let me go. Something happened right around election time, and they had to put Thigi under a certain situation where it was a deflection from what was really going on. Y'all would never know because your real leaders work for them. Your real leaders, and I'm the first one to tell you, I'm going to say it, so nobody else got the nerve or the balls to say it because I don't get paid by them. I'm an independent thinker. I'm an independent man, and I make my own money. I do my own thing. This is the difference between people that work for them, get their money, they're not free. Some of us are actually free. And I'm telling you right now, this is the difference between your leaders, who you call leaders. They work for them people. They'll never tell you what's really going on. You'll never hear from your freedom fighters. You'll never hear it. And I'm not trying to be arrogant or nasty about it, but the truth of the matter is they're going to ha he and Donald Trump y'all ass to death. And you'll never get the real story. You'll never get the truth. And the reason why you won't get the truth is because your leaders work for them. Peace and love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here on Wyatt Live. I'll holler at you. Shame, shame, shame.
I've been broke, been bruised, been used. Had folks talking like they know my shoes. Ain't no saint, I've raised some hell, but I learned my peace where my demons dwell. I quit chasing ghosts that don't pay rent. Quit worrying about the ones who went. Now I walk my road dust on my boots, singing my truth, whatever it roots. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Had some lovers, lost some friends. Some stories start, some just end. Every tear I shed done wash me clean of all them fake folks and broken dreams. Now I don't beg, I don't chase, don't need no crown, I got my grace. Life's too short to wear a mask, so I'll say my piece and sip my flask. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Yeah, the clock don't stop, it don't rewind. You blink and you're 40, damn near blind. So love who you love and cuss when you need. Be your own man, that's all you can be. I don't give a damn who don't like me. Made my peace, my soul set free. We're all just sparks in a stormy sky, burning out bright before we die. So raise that glass, let it hit just right. Here's to the truth and the dirt and the fight. Yeah, we're all